In this week's AMT John Deere Fresh Produce Market Overview, made possible by John Deere, Fieldnet Pivot Watch and the International Fresh Produce Association, we look at why pepper prices increased sharply over the past week, with red pepper prices trading 103% higher. We also have a chat with Jane Strijdom on what to expect from next week's International Fresh Produce Conference in Cape Town. All in this week's episode, so make sure to stay tuned. Jumping straight into the latest economic news, we saw the rand currently trading on 18.36 rand per US dollar, with the latest Brent oil price decreasing to $80.70 per barrel due to continued lower demand globally. However, the escalating tensions in the Middle East are posing risks to supply and driving up oil prices. Meanwhile, fresh data from last week revealed that the US PCE price index, the Federal Reserve's preferred inflation gauge, came in line with forecasts, reinforcing expectations for a rate cut in September, which could boost the oil price very soon. The past week, the average national potato price jumped up by more than 19% to 69.59 Rand per 10 kg, with volumes dropping by about 3% week on week. The large price traded on 77, mediums on 68 and smalls on 49 Rand per 10 kg. Mondials traded higher on 70 Rand, Cifras higher on 74 and Lenormas on 64 Rand, with the average price on the Joburg market around 71.12 Rand per 10 kg. Last week we saw better prices, but it wasn't necessarily the impact of the frost yet, but rather a combination of higher month-end demand and lower volumes delivered on the markets, especially from Christiana and Douglas, and more volumes going into the seed and processing sectors at the moment. Limpopo's volumes are pretty much as expected for this time of year, and we can only expect the drop in volumes to come into the market at the end of August, early September. We can, however, see lower demand this week, which could keep prices on similar levels as last week. The tomato price decreased by about 18% the past week to 9.89 Rand per kilogram, with volumes increasing by 48%. Large tomatoes traded on 9.27 Rand, mediums on 10.45 Rand, while smalls decreased to 8.42 Rand. We're still expecting this price to stay on a lower level during August and September due to higher expected volumes. The average carrot price decreased to 3.91 Rand per kilogram, with large carrots trading on 4.36 Rand, mediums on 3.10 Rand and smalls on 3 Rand. Higher volumes expected from now until October will most likely keep the carrot price under pressure over this period. The average onion price decreased to 68.11 Rand per 10 kg, with brown onion prices on 70 Rand, red onions decreasing to 178 Rand, while white onion prices fell sharply to 62 Rand per 10 kg. The average large onion price traded on 66, mediums on 75 and smalls lower on 52 Rand per 10 kg. We're still expecting this price to continue in this downward trend from here on out, as more volumes will continue to put pressure on this market price. As mentioned, the average pepper price increased sharply over the past week, increasing by more than 50% to 23.67 Rand per kilogram, while green pepper prices increased to 19.76 Rand, yellow pepper prices increasing by 82% to 32.13 Rand, and red pepper prices trading 103% higher on 30.10 Rand. The frost in Limpopo resulted in about 14% lower volumes last week on the markets and prices to react. Last year we had a similar price trend as this year and saw the average price in August 23 that traded on 25 Rand per kilogram. The question is whether we can see this again this year. Join the excitement around Fieldnet Pivot Watch. Experience unmatched monitoring of any pivot, anytime, anywhere, offering complete peace of mind on your farm. Fieldnet Pivot Watch is not only cost effective but also time saving. Ready to transform your irrigation? Contact your nearest Zematic dealer for a quote on Fieldnet Pivot Watch now. Looking at other market prices, however, we saw cabbage prices also increasing sharply by about 15% to R3.49. Garlic prices decreased to R102 per kilogram, while spinach prices increased to R5.54. Sweet potato prices increased by 23% to R7.09, while the average pumpkin price decreased slightly to R2.83 last week. Over in the fruit markets, the banana price decreased slightly to R7.10 per kilogram or R128 per 18 kilogram box, with volumes increasing by about 5% week on week. The latest apple price increased by about 6% to R9.77 last week and moved out of its sideways trend over the last 2 weeks. I think that the apple price can stay in its upward trend until November due to limited volumes. The latest pear price decreased slightly to R10.77 and is likely to remain in its sideways trend over the next few weeks. The orange price also stayed in its sideways trend, trading on R5.26 the past week, with volumes on the local markets increasing by 6% week on week. The avo price increased to R15.52 per kilogram last week, while Vietas traded higher on R20.40, Haas on R12.63 and Pinkertons increasing to R14.65. We are expecting more volumes during August to keep prices around current levels, but we might start to see higher prices from September onwards. The average table grape price remained on its relatively higher level, trading on R92.82 with volumes decreasing by 23% week on week. The latest pineapple price traded lower on R7.68, lemons decreased to R4.26, while the average blueberry price traded lower on R81 per kilogram the past week. So as promised, we're here with Jane Strijdom today. She's the country manager of the International Fresh Produce Association in Southern Africa, and a very exciting conference that is coming up soon that she will be discussing in this video as well. Welcome, Jane. I'm glad to have you here.
Thank you, John. It's lovely to be here.
Jane, tell us a bit more about the conference. I'm very excited to attend as well.
Yes, we're looking forward to it. It's about 10 days away. The Southern Africa Conference is hosted annually by the International Fresh Produce Association, or IFPA, and we use this event as an opportunity to welcome industry peers from across the fresh produce supply chain.
Jane, if you can maybe expand a bit more on who should attend this, and I think what would be the benefit of this. I've attended one of these conferences about a year or two ago, and I had tremendous benefit from the network of the attendees at the conference. But from your point of view, who should attend this, and what is the benefit of attending it?
Well, firstly, anybody in the fresh produce supply chain can attend the conference, whether they are members of IFPA or not. And it will appeal to anybody across the fresh produce supply chain. For example, producers, retailers, wholesalers, exporters, market agents, those in ag tech, everyone is welcome.
And of course, if you can expand a bit more on the benefits of attending such a conference.
Well, first of all, it's a wonderful networking opportunity. You will be able to hear from expert speakers like Frans Cronje, we've got Licia Dewing, we've got Michelle Phillips, the CEO of Transnet, we've got Shubha Rao, who's from IG International, Jean-Claude Gal from McKinsey, to name a few. You'll also be able to participate in dialogue with other delegates. You're going to learn about what's happening in the industry and hear a bit about what's coming in the future.
And I know you've got a specific focus for the women in the industry as well.
Yes, we are starting our conference on Tuesday the 6th, and this is open to men and women, so anyone is welcome to attend. Licia Dewing is our guest speaker, and she will discuss why a personal brand is essential for professional growth. She'll provide tools to help our delegates be more visible in order for their online brand to flourish. So we're looking forward to hearing from her.
Yeah, and of course, I think one of the benefits for me, especially attending the conference, was not only the information and the vast knowledge that you can get from the speakers, but really interacting with the basically everybody in the industry and getting a lot of networks going. And I think the agricultural industry is so small, but it's so big in a sense as well. But I think connections and networking is so important in the agricultural industry, especially in the fresh produce industry.
Yes, agreed. It really is a very, as you say, a small but large community. I think a lot of people know each other, and it's always so lovely to see people being reunited at the conference, people that perhaps only see each other once a year, who know each other from the industry, but it's always nice to see them in person and to have a chance to chat to them and just catch up with what's happening in their lives.
Yeah, no, definitely, and I think that's where the magic happens in business in any case. Jane, when and where will this conference be held?
The conference takes place on the 5th and 6th of August. On the 5th of August, there's a welcome reception and a grand opening, which will take place on the exhibition floor. It takes place from 5 o'clock to 7 o'clock. And then the conference will run, the education sessions will run on the 6th of August from 9:30 in the morning, as I said, starting with the women's breakfast. We'll go straight into education sessions with some networking sessions, and we'll run until 4:30 in the afternoon.
Very interesting. I'm looking forward to attending. Where can we register specifically for the viewers that's currently listening?
That's very easy. You can go to www.freshproduce.com and you can search for events, and the Southern Africa Conference will come up. Or perhaps even easier is just to type in the Southern Africa Conference, and that will come up and it will take you to the registration page.
Thank you very much, Jane. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody there. And if you haven't registered, make sure to register as soon as possible. There's limited space available, of course. And thank you very much for your time, Jane. And we will see you very soon.
Thank you, Johnny. Look forward to seeing you at the conference.
Join us at the International Fresh Produce Association's Southern African Conference from August 5th to 6th at the Century City Conference Centre in Cape Town for the premier event in the fresh produce industry. This year's conference is meticulously designed to provide delegates with the latest insights on issues affecting their bottom line and future growth. Whether you're a seasoned professional or new to this industry, this conference is an opportunity you can't afford to miss. Secure your spot today and be part of shaping the future of the fresh produce sector in Southern Africa. This video is made possible by John Deere, Fieldnet Pivot Watch and the International Fresh Produce Association. Visit our website at amtrends.co.za for more detailed reports, prices and videos. I'm Dr. Johnny van der Merwe and thank you for watching.